ginger honey water, ginger honey tea, and I love it. We are here for the most awaited thing, that is reading updates. I don't know if anybody else, but I always keep waiting for reading updates in my own video because I really want to talk about books that I've read despite of my busy schedule that I'm having currently in my college. I have not been reading really well. I have rarely read more than 2 to 3 books, but still I'm going to talk about it. That I read is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I have been reading this book for more than a month because I don't get time, so I'm not really proud. I liked this book. I understand the hype. Mary Shelley literally wrote it when she was 18, and I just cannot fathom how she managed to write this book when she was 18. What kind of knowledge she must have to write this book, because this has scientific element as well, because it's kind of a scientific fictional book. It's a sci-fi, but it is gothic as well, it is horror as well. Basically there's this scientist Frankenstein who wants to create a life. He creates a life but is very horrified with the creation that he made, and he runs away from there. But the consequences of your actions never fail you, they come back to you. So how this creator copes up with the scientific creation that he has made, he calls him a demon, and also shows this lack of empathy towards others. I think it also points at physical appearances thing, because I don't think this book would have happened if our scientist wouldn't have judged his own creation on the basis of the looks. I guess it is a book, good book. It's a sad book. Nothing ends well. Yeah, it's a sad book. Enjoyed it. To talk about the books that I'm currently reading is a book called Carmilla by author I don't really remember, because it's the very first book that I'm reading by that author, and said to be the very first vampire book ever written. I always thought it's Bram Stoker's Dracula, but no, it's Carmilla. And it's a homosexual book because there's a sexual tension and chemistry between two women. And yeah, it's gothic. It's set in Austria. I don't know, it's set in Austria or Russia. I don't really remember. I'm halfway through the book and I'm pretty much enjoying it because it has that sexual tension element, that vampiric element. This beautiful woman Carmilla comes crashing down their path and is involved in an accident. So they, this father-daughter duo, offer them to stay over because she's injured, and her mother has to, be somewhere, so she cannot take Carmilla because Carmilla is injured. So Carmilla stays over there, but things starts to change really quickly. Girls and guys and children went on dying around them, and they don't know what kind of disease is spreading. Slowly our protagonist falls ill, and she is writing this after 8 years. She is writing this book after 8 years, recollecting, memorizing, I think, reminiscing about things that happened 8 years ago. And then we find out what kind of things are happening, who Carmilla is in real. So, and the writing is so flowy, so beautiful. It was written in 1872, around that time. So it was written before Bram Stoker. It's not like Bram Stoker brought the concept of Dracula or vampire. It was done before that. That's a real news to me, and I'm enjoying that book. It's really gothic. I recommend Honey Ginger. It's so good. And then one more book that I want to start reading after I'm done with Frankenstein after a month and a half is Orlando by Virginia Woolf. This is a book I know nothing about except for the fact that one soul lives in a lot of other bodies and lives their lives irrespective of gender. So it also involves homosexuality and all of that, written in those times. So I expect things from this. I don't know a lot about it. I just heard about this book from one of my favorite YouTubers. She loved it a lot, so I want to give it a try. It's a classic as well, and I think it's my second book from Virginia Woolf because I have read Room of One's Own as well, and I'm expecting a lot from this book. But it's really difficult to go through classics while you're busy because they are slow books. I don't want this one to long 1 month and a half as well. So this was my reading update. These are all the books that I read, all the books that I'm about to read or I'm reading. I hope you enjoyed this reading update because I enjoyed a lot. I always say this particular line, right? Because it's true. And really missed talking about books because I wasn't reading much. Even though when I have time to read, I don't want to because I'm in a reading slump, I guess, because I have not been reading for a long time, so I don't feel like reading. But I feel this compulsion that I have to read, which should not be the case because I read for fun. So when you don't feel like you don't have to read, but I want to read all the time, but I don't want to read all the time as well. It's paradox, it's complex. I don't know, whatever it is. But yeah, I'm enjoying reading Carmilla, so I hope that book brings me out of my reading slump, or else I have to read something light-hearted and contemporary to bring me out of this horrible reading slump. Also, I'm about to be really, really busy because I am about to appear for my first semester exam, so I might not read a lot. But yeah, this is one reading update. I hope it not to be the last in a long while. I love you guys. Mwah. you.